Hello guys, let's talk about configuration. I had many questions about what should I buy, what can I use, what can I skip, what doesn't fit to the system. We're going to talk about the standard rig and we're going to talk about the technical rig. There is only one machine, 7 Plus. That is the canister, the E module and the first stages and the hoses. Then you can choose lungs and so on, and if you go into the website you will be just so confused because they just made it terrible. It's a nightmare. So let's make it simple. This one is made for using for the rebreather. Well, it was actually one harness was released before the rebreather, of course, but it suits with the size and the function and the inflator on the side. It's not bulky. It's not a 60-pound wing that comes from a double 12 that you can use as a Zodiac if you blow it up. It's not bulky. It's just simple. So this one is the easy 40-meter machine with the valves up, 13 centimeter and 18 centimeter hoses for the rubber, for the gas. And it is a soft harness with a wing, and also the capability of putting the weight pockets on, so you can have up to 10 kilos on the weight belts or on the weight pockets. It's a standard lung configuration. Don't put on any technical lungs or back lungs. We will talk about back lungs. I will assure you that this autumn. But now put the standard lungs here on, make this machine small, make it easy to put on and go diving with, and yeah, not bulky, not big drag, it just works. Don't overcomplicate it. The only thing that you need to take care of is that you need to make sure that you order the black battery. For a very long time I asked them to remove all the batteries from the catalog and just do the deep diving. This one is settable, or you can adjust it from 0 to 125 meter alarm. This one can control deco diving, and this is crucial if you are going forward in your development as a diver, or if you're trying to sell a machine in the future. You don't want to have a V4 engine in your Porsche. You want to have a V8 when you buy it, and you want to sell it with a V8. So please make sure that you get a black battery. Please make sure that you get a quick rail, the quick QMS for the mounting system between the plate and the canister. This means that you can pull the sprint and you can just remove the wing harness and the lungs and just separate that one, and then you have the canister and electronics, so you have 3 parts when you take it apart for traveling or store it or just maintain it. Don't take it apart in molecules. Don't overdo it, because it should be easy to put it back together, put in the sprint, go in the water within 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes maximum. It should not take 45 minutes to put the machine back together. If you can get your hands on, or if you buy a used machine, this one is the baby. This one allows you to have all the information here inside without any buttons. That is the key thing with this one. And together with the battery you have somewhere in between 20 to 30 hours of diving of one charge of the battery. If you are buying the system with an M28, which is preferable, and that is only for adjusting stuff that you do once a year. You can plan your dive. You can, if you bail out and you have more knowledge and more training, you can change the bailout gases as you go up. But this is just a stupid display, but it's also a dive computer. So if the machine shut down, this computer will keep track of the deco and so on. So this is preferable. But please get a display if you can do it. It's also a good thing for a backup if you damage the cord or if you damage the computer while on vacation. You just plug in the display and then you can still go diving with the system. Then we're going to talk about the cells. Poseidon has since 2013 been selling these to the military. This is a digital cell from Poseidon, and it's a measurement for the PO2 inside the system. On most of the machines in the world, there are 3 cells, and they are analog, and they need to be replaced every year. On this machine, we have 2 cells, and we have been diving analog cells since 2010, and it works perfectly if you change the cells every 12 months. You can push them 1 or 2 months more, but if you change the cells every 12 months, you have no problems and happy days. This baby, though, can last for maybe 15, 20 years, because it has a lifetime of 3,000 dive hours. This means that the components inside are guaranteed to work for 3,000 hours. However, though, this technology has brought the attention that it needs to be recalibrated after 4, 5, 6 years. My machine here, that we're going to talk about soon, has cells inside from 2016, and I recalibrated them once. And the RD manager wanted to see how it works and wanted to update them and so on. There is nothing that breaks inside the cell, it's just that they need to be put back on track again, so they will last another years or another 4 or 5 years. So please buy the digital cells. It's 2024, and just go with the digital cells, because you will have no problem with moisture, you will have no problem with cold, and you will have no problem with old cells that is not starting when you are standing there on the dive site. Then we're going to move over to this machine. I am a course director. I'm a PADI course director. I'm a Trimix Mod 3 100 instructor trainer. I have been training military instructors, military students all over the world the last 8 years. And I have come up with the configuration of a machine that works and is streamlined, and it's just no bullshit. If you take the configurator on the site, you can add up all the different things from the complete setup or the complete warehouse from Poseidon, but it will look like a Christmas tree and you will not be happy. First of all, as we told before, don't use your own wing and plate. Of course, the plate is stupid, so that is a no-brainer. If you have a plate, you can have a plate. But it's cool to have a plate with the Poseidon logo on. This plate comes in aluminium or stainless steel. The only difference is the weight, so if you're traveling a lot, you can buy the aluminium. I put on the plate, I can put on weight pockets here, because it's a 40 cc measurements on the holes. So these Poseidon weight pockets, 2 kilo each. I have 4 kilos on the machine, which is what I use when I'm doing dry suit diving. The wing should be streamlined and suitable for CCR diving. So it should not be bulky, that brings drag when you're diving, and also discomfort when you're blowing it up if the inflator is not on the side, if it's here in the middle, and so on. So you're buying a machine for $10,000. Don't skip the equipment that is suitable for the CCR diving. Dive-Right has CCR wings, Poseidon has CCR wings, and so on. So please don't go down that path. I have the large lungs here on, because then I can put the convenient MAVs, which is streamlined and they are always there. These are used for deeper diving when you're flushing and flying the machine manually, which is also something that Poseidon is not a friend of. Or yeah, we have a machine that works, and if it doesn't work, you should not dive it. Then you should bail out. But that's another story. We're going to talk about that later. Then when it comes to the back, we have here now the plate, which is an upgrade from the normal cover. This plate is now able, you are now able to pure case this one from me. So if you want to have one of these covers, you can just call me or send a PM or whatever, and I will make sure that you get one. It's my friend who makes the stands, and he also makes the covers. So the stand, it's 8mm rod here to be able to be used as an attachment point for your bailout tanks when you are diving. And from there on, we have the tanks with the upside down valves that the agencies want us to have for the technical diving. They want us to be able to maneuver the valves during skills. And on this one, I have socks or Cordura covers that is also available for me. That makes a little bit of stretchiness when it comes to the tank bands. And the tank bands from the factory comes normally with two thin ones. That is a nightmare to make the tank stick. There is also a hardware thing that is like a rattlesnake, so you put it on and it shakes and rattles and it's all metal all over the place. This one is the thing to go for. I saw this on Scuba Pro 1994, metal for the tank band. Poseidon had this from the beginning. They had an engineer who stopped the sales almost because he cut his fingers when he was putting it together. This is a convenient way of taking it off. I have a rubber ball here on the end. That is also Mr. Andersson Special Edition. These ones are Poseidon old inline valves with an M12 thread, so I can put the rubber ball there. And when I come from the compressor, I can just stand my tank like this. I put it in place. I take this one, and here is the thing that people don't like about it. Because when this one is new, which is normally at exhibitions and in the office and so on, they are a little bit tight. But when you use them for 5 or 10 dives, they tend to soften up a little bit with the Cordura here, or the textile. Then you just put some tension on it and take your fingers off and bam, there it is. Sitting sturdy, one band, not two, no shaking and rattling, just one band. This is the way to go for the tank attachment. Then we have the rubber inversion kit. The rubber inversion kit was developed by me because I wanted to have rubber hoses on the machine. The original inversion kit was MyFlex, and MyFlex is not possible to do one of these kinks, or if you get hooked up somewhere and you get this bending of the MyFlex, you will break it. A rubber hose, you can always do this, and it will just go back. So I put the right length, I put the right material on the inversion kit, and unfortunately we have one glitch with the inversion kit, and that is the distribution block. So we have one 16 centimeter long rubber hose from the first stage up to the distribution block, and then from the distribution block, which I have chose to have a streamlined one. This one is from JJ. There are from Omniswivel similar, but the distribution block from Poseidon is a big metal thing that doesn't fit inside here. So please upgrade to one of these. From there you go 50 centimeter hose to the head. You go 70 centimeters from this first stage to the head. You go from the distribution block to the mouthpiece with a 90 centimeter rubber hose. On the mouthpiece rubber hose I have put on an angle, and I also put on a shutoff, but that I'm using a good quality metal shutoff for helium diving to 100 meter. That is a different story. If you come to the courses, you know why you should have a shutoff and so on, but these are the right length. I also have a 75 centimeter long hose for the inflator. That comes from the distribution block. And for the MAVs, I have, that is in the kits, 110 centimeter from the first stages over the lungs, over the wing, in between on the back side of the lungs, inside, coming out on the side, connected here, and then you have 110 centimeters on both sides. That is the rubber inversion kit that you should get to your technical rebreather like this one. This model that I put together was then called the Mission, together with the cover. So when you read about or when you see something talking about the Poseidon mission, it's actually a black, completely black 7 with a correct CCR wing, with the large lungs, with the angle, and with the cover. That is the Poseidon mission. You cannot order a Poseidon mission because they are not selling the cover, and it's just a technical machine, and you take all the options that I'm showing you here, then you will have this baby that can take you down to 100 meter plus. It's actually certified to 100 meter, but I know people have been diving a little bit deeper than that. But the CE certificate is 100 meter for all the rebreathers in the market at this time. You should also try to get these babies. They come in the package, but you need to make sure that you have the D-rings that I have put on this tab here. So I put this tab here to help me from having the lungs swinging up and down on the webbing. So this actually attach or holds the wing a little bit when it comes to the lung attachment to the harness. This was everything I could talk about today with the configuration. Standard configuration, 40 meter machine, go easy with a 1 wing 1 harness, very small footprint. Go with a Mr. Andersson Edition with a full black. I can get you a cover, so you will have a mission, Poseidon mission rebreather, once you're in the water. And PoseidonProAcademy.se is doing training, we are doing service, we are doing a lot of things in the business, consulting, and we are training military, we are selling military stuff. So if you need any training and you want to do any additional upgrades to your machine, or you want to have some help, consulting or whatever, just give us a call or an email or something, and we will keep up the videos coming here on the YouTube and Instagram for you to take part, and we will share all our experience from this. Cheers!